Warning: sensitive content.
Maya came to me because I continue to help Ukraine.
Yes.
And we continue to pray for world vegan, world peace, and try to help people with whatever we can, including invisible blessings, spiritual power.
Yes.
Right.
He talked from hell. What I mean is he sent his voice from hell. He said, you stop all that.
Wow.
He told me I should stop. So I asked him, why? Just tell me why. Huh? I will listen. Yeah? Of course, I will listen. You may talk. So he said, because you are the king of the higher world. You are not the king of this domain. So do not interfere.
Wow.
Since then, I couldn't shake off the feeling of so much love and pity for them, for Maya as well as all the devils and demons. I cannot just stop this feeling of love for them.
Please continue watching to find out more.
On Saturday, July 16, 2022, our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai kindly called Supreme Master television team members to check on their welfare and graciously share her thoughts on the comfort of simple living, as well as the state of today's world, while also revealing for the first time about her recent talk with Maya.
I'm just too busy.
Understand.
Imagine you take care of only one show
Yeah.
every time or every 2-3 days to make that show. I have to take care of everything.
Right.
That's right.
And it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I don't mind doing it because I cannot just abandon the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just cannot do it. Just like if you love your pet person, you cannot abandon it for any reason like that.
That's right.
That's right.
So I do anything because I just want to help whoever I can, whoever listens to me. But not too many listen, sadly. That's why they're dying every day now, more than before.
That's right.
Because this variant B.5, the newest one, is the most infectious and it's spreading fast. Before, it was a little bit calmed down already, and people thought they could live normally again and live with the COVID, but it's too much now.
Right.
People are dying a lot. I saw on the internet, it's difficult to escape now.
Yes.
Americans want to be done with the pandemic, but the pandemic is not done with us. A new COVID-19 subvariant is taking hold. It's known as BA.5, and it's very elusive. It's more resistant than previous strains to immunity that people may have gained from vaccines or prior infections. It has quickly become the dominant COVID strain in the United States, and health experts anticipate a new wave of cases in the fall. But one problem is that it's hard to determine exactly how many people are getting infected. Most people these days are testing for COVID at home, or not testing at all. As a result, health professionals are not getting as much data as they have in the past about infection rates. Many people are done with wearing masks and social distancing, so it's unclear how widely new strains will spread. And while vaccine makers hope to have new booster shots aimed at BA.5 in the fall, it's also unclear whether yet another new strain will develop, making the boosters less effective.
And new concerns amid this very transmissible variant of COVID now sweeping the U.S. In fact, COVID deaths in the U.S. now up 10% in just the last week.
Tonight, the nation's largest county is on track to return to an indoor mask mandate in 2 weeks.
We're saying there is need to worry. This variant is, as everybody has noted, highly infectious, easily transmitted.
LA County, home to 10 million people, now seeing high COVID transmission. Hospitalizations up 88% in LA County and doubling across the country since April.
You have to be as prudent and careful as possible.
This latest wave fueled by that highly transmissible subvariant, BA.5.
We do know it to be more transmissible and more immune evading.
And the number of Americans dying of COVID is once again climbing, up 10% in just the last week. Nearly 350 deaths reported every day.
And God has given us leniency many times.
That's right. Yes.
Just some epidemics and then stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then this pandemic and then it calmed down. But nobody knows how bad it is. Nobody wants to listen. They still continue killing animal people and vivisect animal people for experiments. in the laboratory or in the school, and torturing animal people even before they die. So how can God continue forgiving?
Yeah, that's right.
Because the brutality, the violence is second heavens and earth.
I understand, yes.
Even we saw a lot of UFOs nowadays also because they're concerned.
Yeah.
Because they hear all this suffering cry from the animal people and from the poor people who are affected by climate change. They don't have water. They walk many kilometers and get robbed and raped just to get some water.
Yes, Master.
And then it's not even available anymore. Many big lakes are drying out now, like never before, and showing even skeletons underneath at the bottom, and many other secrets that nobody knew before. Even a sunken warship and whatever ship before at the bottom is all coming up now because the water is all gone.
Yes.
And Italy has a very, very bad drought nowadays. And the harvest is also threatened and all kinds of things.
Yes.
And everywhere, not just Italy. Terrible.
E questa crisi noi non la vedevamo da 70 anni, da quando cioè conosciamo le statistiche un livello così basso del fiume non l'abbiamo da 70 anni.
Non è piovuto abbastanza, abbiamo carenza idrica da quest'inverno, gli ultimi temporali, le ultime piogge non sono stati assolutamente sufficienti a risanare quella che era la situazione già critica quest'inverno. Pensiamo che ci sia un calo di produzione di questo frumento almeno del 20% o oltre a causa della mancanza di piogge e di irrigazione.
And locusts, one place after another.
Yes.
And even big snails are destroying things, and many different kinds of destroying bugs and insects everywhere.
Yes.
And then New York is in panic, and now they want people vaccinated for the monkeypox because the cases are spiking up.
Oh, wow.
And many other diseases that they even don't know. Brain-eating disease and worms. Some they don't know how to cure yet.
Yes.
And all kinds of bacteria, listeria, salmonella, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like we call in many meat products.
Oh.
Yeah. And now they know that processed meat is a cause of cancer too. For example.
Yes.
The French have decided not everything is good in ham. In a report released this week, ANSES, the French Agency for Food, Environmental and Occupational Health Safety, is formal. There is a link between nitrites, nitrate and cancer risk. These additives can be found in 75% of commercialized charcuterie, which allow to prevent the development of bacteria and to lengthen shelf life.
I really don't like to look in the internet. It's all bad things all the time. And now worse news than ever before.
Yes.
It seems like this to me. Seems more diseases are coming or return. Monkeypox, I never heard of it before.
Yeah.
And now it's spiking in the United States. I didn't look in the whole world, just even New York City, they have to have vaccine now. They're panicking. They want us vaccine now for monkeypox.
After weeks of long lines, tonight New York City is out of monkeypox vaccine appointments again as cases double here every 6 days. Local officials sending a letter to the Biden administration, urgently asking for more doses.
I hope it works. I really do, because it looks terrible, when you have big bumps all over your body like that.
Yeah.
And maybe itchy, painful, and then you have problems inside your body as well.
Yes.
Just the look on the outside is terrible already.
Right. Yes.
And black fungus disease also. The skin became black. Okay, I forgot the names.
Yeah. That's too many.
Because they don't report the same every day. They report one day this and the other day that.
Yes.
So you don't feel it's a lot, but it's a lot.
Yes, that's right.
Too many diseases. I don't know how humans will survive. So I believe now what the COVID-19 chief told me. You remember what he said? It will be worse.
Yes.
And now the long-term COVID people are feeling very bad.
Yes.
March 13th, 2020, till now, I've been dealing with debilitating long COVID.
Experiencing really bad waves of fatigue, hard to open my eyes, talk, to breathe even. Today was a very, very bad day. I wasn't doing anything before to put me in that state. Barely sat up without being super dizzy and lightheaded and really disoriented. My brain fog is incredibly bad. My fatigue is bad. It's paralysis, like completely drains you to the point where the only thing you can do is just wait for it to pass. Having allergic reactions every time I try to eat. And I'm really frustrated. It shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to just survive.
My muscles atrophied completely. I wasn't able to do much walking, getting up the stairs. There were nights where I had to be physically carried up the stairs.
It's like being on a boat all the time. So when I stand, the floor is like this. So for me to walk straight is a struggle. There was a point where I literally needed to be lifted to go anywhere because I just couldn't get my balance. It can be very overwhelming and exhausting.
Dr. Patty Santongo and his colleagues from Penn State looked through 57 peer-reviewed papers to better understand long COVID.
But we found that every organ from the brain, through the cardiac system and the gastrointestinal system, even the skin, all these organs were affected.
A patient-led initiative showed people with long COVID display over 205 individual symptoms that affect 10 different organ systems. Research pinpointing the exact cause of long COVID is ongoing.
They are researching how to help the long-term COVID people. But there are many side effects they don't even know about. So how can they even do research and help?
Yes.
And I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, yes, I understand.
Because if I tell the secret, then that door will be shut. to me, and I will not know anything anymore.
Yes, I understand, Master.
It's like you working for the FBI or CIA. You cannot tell anybody what you're doing.
Right.
And you cannot tell the inside secret.
Yes, exactly.
Because if you tell to an outsider or the so-called enemy, then you're doomed, huh?
Right.
It's all sad news. I don't sleep well. And sometimes I cannot even meditate well. It's become more of an effort now. And I don't like that. If you don't sleep well, okay, but if you don't meditate well, it's bad. Bad for the world and bad for yourself.
Yeah.
For me, okay, actually, not too bad. Because when you live alone, you live simply. I don't like anything that is so complicated.
Yes.
Sometimes I had to stay in some big house. It's just prearranged karma.
Yeah.
I told you already, whatever you don't like, God will give you. That's what we say in Vietnam. We say, ghét của nào, trời trao của ấy. Meaning, whatever you hate, God will give it to your hand. God will give it to you until you become nothing. You hate nothing, you love nothing. But I haven't reached the stage where I love nothing yet.
Yes.
Because my vow is to help people, to help the worst possible people, even help people.
Yes.
Putin has been repenting to me, and he died. And then Maya also came to me because I keep helping Ukraine in different ways without the remastered television.
Right. Yes.
And with some offerings of food and all that continuously.
Yes.
Oh, not a lot, of course. I don't have as much money as those in the list of Forbes magazine.
Yes.
We still need some to continue with Supreme Master Television and the charity work.
Yes.
Maya came to me because I continue to help Ukraine.
Yes.
And we continue to pray for world vegan, world peace, and try to help people with whatever we can, including invisible blessings, spiritual power.
Yes.
Right.
So he came to me. He talked from hell. What I mean is he sent his voice from hell. He said, you stop all that. He told me I should stop. So I asked him, why? Just tell me why. Huh? And I will listen. Yeah? Of course, I will listen. You may talk. So he said, because you are the king of the higher world. You are not the king of this domain. So do not interfere.
Wow.
That's what he told me. I said, I know. But were you a good king?
No.
He said he was doing okay. He said he just punished the bad ones and let the good ones be, or maybe reward them. Now I'm working with the leaders of the three worlds, the king of karma and all that.
Yes.
Like the leader of the astral world, the leader of the second world, the leader of the third world.
Right.
Yes.
Not with the king of the fourth and the fifth world, of course not. Because the fourth and the fifth level saints can only come down and help people. They don't partake in this punishment and reward, nothing.
Yes.
Therefore, even if people help them or give them money, they don't even thank you or anything. Because they know it's just the way it's arranged.
Yes.
Their destiny, their job, what they have to do. The saints, the masters, they know what they are doing.
Yes.
They know what should be done or whatever happen.
Right.
They can only pray for them, make it better. Hopefully God will consider, but they don't expect anything and they don't feel surprised by much of anything.
Yes.
So the Maya said that I am not the king of this world. I am the king of a higher world. I said, I know that. So he said, then stop interfering with his work, his subordinates' work. I said, I will not stop. He said, then you will suffer. I said, no. It's nothing new to me. Why are you saying all this? He just kept quiet. And then I said, why don't you try to help me, whatever you can, and tell your subordinates to help me, whatever they can, to make the world a better place. And you don't have to be Maya anymore. They don't have to be demons, ghosts, and ugly-looking beings with hideous appearances as well as no heart anymore. I can bring you to a higher world too. not as high as my world, but outside of the three worlds, and you will never die again. You will never have to suffer anything again. You become like a god. Why don't you do that instead? And you know, I'm not afraid of your threats, and I suffer all these decades already, so why would I worry about anything anymore? Even death won't scare me. Hell won't scare me. So why do you tell me this? He said he has to do his work also. I say it's not true. If you were the king of this world, you would take care of people. You will not let your disciples or subordinates tempt people to do bad things and then blame them for their sins. You will not send your ugly but powerful subordinates to come into this world and seduce people into the wrong path of life and make them suffer in this life and in hell as well. Is that not true? So he kept quiet. That means yes.
Yes.
Because if it's not true, he will say, no, it's not. You tell lies. He will argue. He will be angry.
Right.
Yes.
But he told me in a calm voice. He wasn't like yelling or anything. He said, you are not the king of this world. You are king of the higher world. So you don't interfere with anything in this world. So that's why I told them like that. I said, truly, if you are king, or if you are more powerful than the people in this world, which they have been made ignorant and don't know much anymore, and they become more and more vulnerable. And then you just send your bad subordinates to come up, mix into the world, even have children with the men and women of this world, and make the children also do bad things because they are half human, half demons. And then you send all the demons also to seduce even more of these half demons to do even worse things to the world. So look at yourself. Judge your own self. Don't judge me. I'm just trying to help whoever wants to go home. I'm not doing anything harmful like that. I'm not hurting any of your people at all, even if they are your people. Even if you think you're their king, I am not hurting anyone. Am I? So he kept quiet. I said, listen, you turn around, okay? And you can rule on other world, a better one. You can become a king god if you help me. Meaning helping the world, helping the people to become more awakened, and helping the suffering animal people, which is all your fault. You make people become ignorant, low in spiritual awareness, and wall themselves in, do the wrong things, go the wrong way. So actually, if I put you in jail and punish you, it's not because I want to, but I want to protect those people. If you think you are the king here, then they are your people. I protect them. Whereas you punish them, you seduce them, you ruin them, make them do wrong things. So he kept all quiet. And there is something he told me after I lectured him on that, but I'm not allowed to tell you.
Oh, understand. Yes.
When anything happens, I will tell you.
Okay.
Okay, Master.
Also, it's kind of late because people already did so much damage to themselves, to their own karma.
Yes.
Even though I cannot tell you what the king of Maya talked to me about afterwards, after I told him about going to heaven, I said, what for? You want to continue to be a demon? Even the demon kings have some power, but are still living in such darkness, and there's no glory, no dignity, no worthiness, nothing.
Right.
Why don't you become like a god? I can make that happen.
Yes.
And I can't tell you what he told me, but then nothing bad, okay, huh?
Yes.
But after that, since then, I couldn't shake off the feeling of so much love and pity for them, for Maya as well as all the devils and demons. I cannot just stop this feeling of love for them.
Yes, understand.
But imagine loving Maya and demons. They are my worst enemies.
Yes.
But I just so much want for them to be dignified beings, have everything they need, not having to kill, harm, or seduce any other species just to survive, even in filth and lowliness. It's just too pitiful.
Yes.
I could cry again thinking about them like that. imagine if you are them.
Yes, Master.
And I don't feel like any opposition currents coming from them. But I just cannot shake it off. I feel so sorry for them living in such a condition.
Yes.
Having to eat filthy food, dead corpses with agonizing energy, dead animals, filthy, rotten corpses, and whatever they had to eat.
Oh,
that's right.
For us, it's filthy, but for them, it's their food, and they even enjoy it. That's the food they eat, and they love to eat those things. Just like for us nowadays, we feel meat and fish and all these rotten flesh from other beings. It's terrible and it's so filthy.
Right.
Exactly.
But the meat eaters people like it.
Yes. Yeah.
They love them. They can't even stop it.
Right.
Yes.
And I just feel so sorry for these demons and ghosts. And sometimes when I have a little time, I just cannot forget them. I keep thinking of them and feeling so sorry. And I wish times would change and things would change quickly so they can become more dignified beings, worthy of existing in the universe and not having to lurk around in the dark, eating filthy things and being so indecent and uncompassionate, vicious, lousy, terrifying and ugly like that, inside out. I feel so sorry.
Yes, understand.
I do hope that those who say they repent, truly repent, because the gods can see through them. Heaven can see through them. I might not see them as such because love makes blind.
Understand.
But the whole universe will see them. And even if they say they repent, if they don't truly repent, I can't help them. Heaven will stop me. And there will be a war built between me and them. It's like a war built between me and many sinful people. I cannot even reach them.
Oh, understand.
They cannot even feel my love and my blessing, if I have any blessing. It's terrible. This world is nothing that I like. Nothing. I just really pray and hope that all beings from bad change to good for their own sake and for the world's sake and for everyone's sake, because we live together.
That's right.
Right.
And everyone affects each other.
Yes.
So you see, heaven cannot even help because they don't listen to wise heaven's advice. They don't go in heaven's direction. They go in hell's direction.
Yes.
I wish I could tell you many things, but what I told you is just like a handful of sand compared to all the beaches in the world.
Wow.
But still, thank you for sharing, Master.
Yeah, okay. I just even hope one day I could tell you some good things, at least.
Understand.
Thank you.
Whatever happens, if it's good, then I don't even need to tell you anything, right? Because it's good already, yeah?
Right. Yes, right.
And whatever is bad, I also don't need to tell you because you see it, right? Bad already.
It's true.
This world is like that. There is a negative force and a positive force.
Yes.
So the negative force, like from Maya, try as much as possible to recruit more souls to their side. And the positive side is also trying to rescue these souls back to the positive side, to help the world.
Yes.
But this world is like that. You know the Tao symbol?
Yes.
The black dot in the white area and the white dot in the black area.
Right.
It's like that, somehow. And it has not changed yet.
Yes.
Not a great deal. Maybe after most of the world's people die and only the positive people stay, then it will change.
Oh.
Otherwise, if it's 50-50 like this, then it's always suffering, happy, or happy, suffering.
Yes, right.
And the fight will be going on all the time. And humans, trees, the environment, and the planet always suffer continuously.
Yes, Master.
So God has sent help. That's why the pandemic calmed down several times already.
Yes.
But now, still, nobody listens. It's going to get worse.
The most transmissible COVID-19 variant yet. BA.5 is spreading rapidly right now and driving up the COVID case count across the United States.
It's being dubbed highly transmissible and very contagious, and simply it's catching people off guard who are vaccinated and also boosted against the virus.
And it's also been shown to be really good at evading antibody protection.
The BA.5 subvariant's mutations appear to make it more immune evasive, leading to more breakthroughs and reinfections.
Having had a previous infection, and even having had a previous infection plus vaccine, wasn't going to protect you very well against Omicron.
More viruses even. You can see the monkeypox came out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
And it's spreading now.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure if the vaccine helps or if the side effects will make it even worse.
Yeah.
Because they have so many vaccines already.
Yes.
Flu vaccine and COVID-19 vaccine. And this new variant, it will affect you again, even if you are cured. It could affect you again next month and every month.
Oh. Wow.
That's what I read on the internet. We just have to continue to pray and hope for the future.
Yeah, hope the humans wake up soon.
Some hotline from some non-initiated people, they say they started being vegan and all that. Oh, that really makes me cry with happiness.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are more that did not write to me.
Yes. Right.
But even just 2 or 3 writing now and then, I feel so happy already.
Yes.
Because it works.
Yes.
Our work bears fruit.
Right. Right. Yes, Master.
Yes. And many leaders also maybe have improved.
Yeah.
And even Boris Johnson tried to be vegan.
Yes.
He's trying vegan menus.
Yeah, amazing.
That's something really amazing, and it touched my heart very much. And I really hope he continues to be Prime Minister. Oh God, I'm tired of it. So we call it quits now, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you then for everything.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you. God bless you, God loves you, and I love you.
God bless, Master.
We love you, Master.
Okay, my love.
Take care, Master.
I'm very touched by your dedication and selfless service, selfless offer to the world and to God, of course, to help His children.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thanks, God.
Okay. Oh, my love.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you.
Master.
Love you, love you, love you.
We
Love you, Master.
Love you, Master.
Not just you girls, yeah? I mean, all of you who have the same ideal, working for the Supreme Master Television to help God's children.
Yes.
God will not let you down. I'm trying my best also.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
We are deeply touched by Most Merciful Master's immeasurable love and compassion for all beings, including Maya and his subordinates. Your boundless care and sacrifices for this planet to make it a better home for all are immensely precious and move us to tears of appreciation. Our heartfelt prayers are that humanity soon awakens to save itself from further global threats, with the foremost solution of adopting the benevolent vegan way of life and allowing the positive force to advance, thus brightening our world. May cherished Master be forever protected and have a peaceful heart in the kind assistance of all brilliant goddesses. To hear more of Supreme Master Ching Hai's thoughts and elaboration on the advantages of a solo lifestyle and more, please tune in for the full broadcast of this conference on Between Master and Disciples at a later date. Also, for your reference, please check out previous related fly-in news or Between Master and Disciples conferences such as Fly-in News, important information from the Chief of COVID, energy radiating into our planet. Only peacemakers can go to heaven. In the hour of heaven's judgment, wake up and be vegan now, etc. To view these and more related fly-in news and Between Master and Disciples conferences, please visit SupremeMasterTV.com and search for Supreme Master Ching Hai's Conversation with Maya.